4 high schools, 7 middle schools, 1 college, and a university, and much more. Now introducing your most comprehensive weekly local sports show in Madison County, the Richmond Register Sports Show. The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by MetroNet, superfast internet, simply a better connection. Central Kentucky Pressure Washing, Total Comfort, heating and air conditioning. Let Total Comfort keep you cool or warm this winter. Call for service or for a free replacement quote. Wynn's Auto Detailing Service. And by kymedia.net, digital media solutions on your terms. Here's your host for all things local sports, the Richmond Register sports editor, Nathan Hutchison.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Richmond Register Sports Show. My name is Nathan Hutchinson. I'm the sports editor of the Richmond Register, and very much appreciate you tuning us in this week. Coming up in just a few minutes, we're going to have an interview we filmed yesterday out of Gibson Bay with 3 of the Madison Central Girls State Championship golfers. We have Abby Buchanan, Lydia Harrell, and Molly Neely, and we had never had these young ladies on the show. We've had Elizabeth Eberly and Clara Beth Ramsey on the show, but we never have had them on, so we definitely wanted to make a point to get out there and talk to those young ladies and let them, talk to you and kind of let everybody know a little bit more about them. Especially Lydia, she's a senior. We'd never had her on the show, and of course her high school golf career is now over, but we definitely wanted to make sure we gave those 3 young ladies some air time here. And to be quite personal, I've been quite surprised that the boys have gotten quite a bit of attention here in local media. The girls, not so much. So we wanted to make sure we made sure that they had their fair share of the time. So here in just a minute, we're going to give you that interview. But of course, as we always do, we like to start off the show with a recap of the week that was in Madison County sports. And we got some interesting stuff to tell you about. We're going to start off with the 44th District Volleyball Tournament. It was held Monday and Tuesday down at Berea Community School. And for the 11th straight year, Madison Central and Madison Southern meeting in the championship game. And the Monday semifinals pretty much went as everybody would expect. Central and Southern both rolled to 3-0 victories. First up, it was Madison Central picking up a 25-8, 25-8, 25-7 win over Model, and then Madison Southern followed with a 25-7, 25-16, 25-16 win over Berea in the other semifinal, which set up that showdown on Tuesday night. Now, of course, these 2 teams only met once during the regular season, and Madison Central picked up a pretty convincing 3-0 win over Southern here in Richmond about a month ago. But the rematch got off to a much different start. I talked to Coach Jeremy Grant from Madison Southern after Monday night's victory. He told me they were going to change some things up. They'd have a much different game plan than they did the first time. And it certainly worked because Madison Southern jumped out to a 15-8 lead. Really kind of surprising everybody how well they played early. They changed some formations up at the net, did some different things, and were able to kind of slow down that high-powered Central offense. But Madison Central coach Janet Thacker called a timeout, kind of regrouped the troops, and after that point, it was 15-8 in the first set, and from that point on, Madison Central outscored Madison Southern 67-20 to go on to pick up a 25-19, 25-10, 25-6 victory, their 11th district tournament title in school history, their 2nd in a row, and it was Avery Rigney with 18 kills, Ananiah Hughley with 11 kills, 3 blocks, Skylar Whitaker with 6 kills and the 3 aces, and Lily Dobbins with 17 digs. And afterwards, we got a chance to talk to Lily Dobbins, Emma Carter, and Avery Rigney.
We're here at Berea Community School, where the Lady Indians of Madison Central have won their back-to-back district championships, 11th district championship in school history. Emma Carter, Avery Rigney, and Lily Dobbins. Congratulations, ladies.
Thank you.
Wow, Southern came out and really gave you a good push there early. Of course, you beat them pretty handily about a month ago, and so kind of what was the difference there in the first set coming from their side?
I think they had more of a block this game and really got those touches on the block, and they had a lot of confidence coming into this game and a lot more energy, and I think they just had a lot of more energy.
Well, Lily, coach didn't call a lot of timeouts. Usually, she kind of lets things play out, but she did call a timeout there during that stretch. What was the message there in that break?
It was basically we needed to get ourselves together because we were just not playing as a team at all. So she just told us to take a breath and calm down and go back out and play with the team we know we are.
And you guys were able to come back and get the lead and seemed like midway through the second set, everything started to click, and you guys kind of put it on cruise control there.
Yeah, we started to play it more like ourselves and how we usually do, and we really stepped it up because when we came in, we just kind of thought, oh, we'll get it because we beat them pretty well in the season. So we thought we had it, but then we just had to push to actually secure the win.
Yeah, I mean, Avery, you're right. When I talked to their coaching staff yesterday, they said they were going to change some things up, especially at the net, and try to get better blocking, and that's kind of what they tried to do there, and it worked for a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely worked, but I think we adjusted really well to it, and we started hitting around the block and adjusting to where they were so we could win.
Yeah, especially there in the third set, it looked like everybody was having fun, and it was you guys kind of knew you were on the way to the championship there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Well, during that stretch there, Avery, I think you guys were down 18-13. You had a big kill, and you threw one down, and you kind of gave a head nod like, yeah, and that seemed like it was one of the turning points there.
Yeah, so the play before, I thought that like she touched it twice or something, and I was wrong. So then when I got the kill, I was like, yeah, like that's our play, you know? Yeah.
All right, well, congratulations. Both teams move on to the 11th region tournament next week, and we'll see what the draw is. So we'll see you then. Thanks a bunch.
Thank you.
All right. Well, for Madison Southern in that championship game, it was Julia Bingham with 7 digs, 6 kills, 4 aces, and 4 blocks. Bree Dawes with 12 digs, and Jordan Walker with 11 digs and 4 assists. Both teams move on to the 11th region tournament, which gets underway tomorrow, Monday. All the first round games are at the host sites, so that means Madison Central playing host to Lexington Catholic, and Madison Southern traveling up to Scott County to take on the Lady Cardinals. Both those games 7 o'clock, and the semifinals will be Tuesday at Bryan Station. The championship game will be Thursday at Bryan Station. But Madison Southern back into the region for the 11th straight year. Madison Central back into the region for the 12th straight year. So, and of course, both of these first round matchups are rematches. Earlier this year, Madison Central picked up a 3-1 win up in Lexington over Lexington Catholic, and then earlier this season also Madison Southern suffered a 3-0 loss to Scott County. So it'll be, of course, we'll be at the Central Lex Cath game here in Richmond tomorrow night, so just stay tuned for updates on that. All right, moving on to cross country. We're into the postseason now for all the teams across the region. All the Madison County teams were involved in their regionals on Saturday. We will start off with the Class 3A Region 7 meet down in Monticello, which had Central and Southern runners in it. And once again, it was Madison Central sweeping the region titles. The girls finished with 26 points, beating out North Laurel, which had 65 points. The boys had 31 points, beating out West Jessamine, which had 63 points. 6th straight region title for the boys, 3rd straight region title for the girls. And of course, on the girls' side, every week we mention Kiara O'Shea. We mention her doing something special, and she did it again. Her 5th straight individual region title in a course record time of 18:24:47. Freshman Shelby Lamb was 2nd at 19:18:43. Meredith Campbell was 4th. On the boys' side, it was Chase Lockmuller finishing 2nd at 17:04:9. Carter Lamb was 3rd, and Brody Coleman was 5th. All those both Central teams will move on to the Class 3A State Championship, which will be this coming Saturday up at the Bourbon County, at the Bourbon County Park up in Paris. For Madison Southern at the region meet, on the girls' side, it was Kinsley Barrett finishing 37th and Noah Thompson finishing 40th. The Class A Region 5 meet was also on Saturday, but this was up at Masterson Station Park in Lexington. The Model Patriots and Lady Patriots both finishing 7th in the boys and girls races. On the boys' side, it was Ty Balzer finishing 4th, and Sahel Cuddy Poffenberger finishing 10th. We don't have the official list yet of state qualifiers, but both those young men should be moving on to the state next week, depending on how the rest of the regions broke down. And on the girls' side, for model, it was Amelia Lanier, 22nd, and J.D. Balzer, 27th. And we'll have to keep you updated as to whether or not either one of those young ladies will go on to the region, but those are the state, but those are good region times and could very well get them on to the region. For Berea Community, on the girls' race, it was Lily Lewis finishing 53rd, and Braden Thacker finishing 36th. Class A State Championship is also Saturday up at the Bourbon County Park in Paris. The Class A race is in the morning, the Class 3A race is in the afternoon, and of course, me and my buddy Ricky Elkins will be there. We're there every year, and it's good to see if Kiara O'Shea can finish off her high school career with a 5th consecutive state championship. So it's kind of unbelievable. Randy's just back there shaking his head, but it's true. She just the thing she's doing we'll probably never ever see again, and so you just enjoy it, folks. She's a special athlete and doing some very special things. Well, moving ahead to high school football, we had just 2 games this past week. Madison Southern was off. And Madison Central and Berea Community both had a chance to do some special things as well. And unfortunately, things did not go very well for either of them. We'll start off with Berea Community. They were up at Frankfort, and a victory over the Panthers would move them to 2-1 in the district and allow them to play host to a first-round playoff game for the first time in 22 years. That unfortunately did not happen. Yamel Cruz had 3 touchdowns, but Frankfort scored 4 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to pull away for a 44-26 win over the Pirates. This was a game that kind of went back and forth, had a little bit of everything. We had safeties, we had field goals, we had 2 pick sixes from Frankfort, all kinds of craziness. But in the end, 3 Berea Community interceptions, 2 of which were returned for touchdowns. Isaiah Dorsey had a touchdown catch, and Yamel Cruz even scored on the last play of the game, but it wasn't enough as Berea Community falls to 3-6 on the season, 1-2 in the district, and they will have to go on the road for the first round of the Class A playoffs in 2 weeks, where they will take on Dayton up in northern Kentucky. So that's but Berea's back in action this weekend, though. They finish up the regular season at home against Jellicoe, Tennessee. And up in Lexington, where me and Randy were with the Tailgate Show, and with our buddy Russ Carson as well. But Madison Central and Bryan Station playing for the district championship. Both teams were 2-0 heading into the playoffs, so this meant the winner not only got the district championship, but also got at least two home playoff games in the opening couple of rounds of the Class 6A playoffs. But Madison Central came into this very banged up. The injuries just keep piling up for Madison Central, and they continued all throughout this game. We had Travis Grant, the tight end, went down. He's a dislocated kneecap. Cody Maggart went out. Several other people went out as well. I was sitting there at halftime, and one of the defensive coaches came walking by me, and he said, "Nathan, he said, this is like the Walking Dead out here." And all those injuries, and just the Indians never really could mount an effort against a really good Bryan Station team, and it was the defenders picking up a 35-7 district championship clinching win. It was 21-0 at the half. Parker Mullins did have a touchdown catch in the third quarter as the Indians very bravely and very honorably tried to get back into this, even with all the injuries and everything they had going on. Just could not overcome all that, and also an early 21-0 disadvantage as well. But Bryan Station racked up 417 yards to 244 for Central, and it was mostly on the ground, 291 yards on the ground. For Madison Central, it was Brady Hensley, 21 rushes, 88 yards, and Hagen Harrison with 11 of 17 for 113 yards with 1 touchdown and 1 interception. 7-2 on the season now for Central, 2-1 in the district, which means they will be at home in 2 weeks in the first round of the playoffs against Henry Clay. Then after that, we'll have to see what happens as the brackets break down from there, but they will close out the regular season at home this weekend against Southwestern Friday at 7:30 there in Tomahawk Valley. Now, like we said, Madison Southern was off, but there was they were definitely scoreboard watching, because they were sitting there at 2-2 in the district and waiting to see what the other teams did on the final weekend of district play. And it ended up being a 3-way tie for the second place in the district. Woodford County is 4-0. West Jessamine, Collins, and Madison Southern are all 2-2, and those teams have all beaten each other, which means that as of right now, I talked to Coach Mark Payne yesterday morning, and he said as of right now we don't know who plays who in the playoffs yet. We don't know what our seeding is. It seems like the tiebreaker will be overall wins, and so that will be determined by who does what on the final weekend of the regular season. But Madison Southern is sitting there with only 3 wins. West Jessamine only has 4. Collins has 6. So it looks like probably Madison Southern will be the 3rd or the 4th seed and be on the road in the first round against either Southwestern or Pulaski. But that's not decided yet. So, but Madison Southern will finish out the regular season this weekend at home against Franklin County, and I'm assuming a win there would give them a 4th win and would help them improve their playoff chances there, their seeding chances there. So we'll have to see how all that plays out. But we get one more week of the regular season, and of course this week we'll go down and interview everybody, and we'll have all those interviews played throughout the week on our nightly Richmond Register Sports Show, the Madison County Sports Night Live, to get you ready for the week coming up. But the last weekend of football regular season coming up. How about that, Randy? All right, well, it was funny, we talk about the Richmond Register's nightly sports show, Madison County Sports Night Live, but we talked Friday night about EKU's homecoming matchup and how it was even funny. Even a friend of mine told me, I thought you said this was supposed to be an easy win. And well, on paper it was supposed to be an easy win. North Alabama came into Roy Kidd Stadium 1-5, 0-2 in the OVC. Had been on the wrong end of a lot of lopsided scores, but the Lions came to play on homecoming here in Richmond. And get this, folks, the most points ever scored in a game at Roy Kidd Stadium, 109 points, 56-53. EKU moves to 4-3 on the season, 1-1 in the ASUN. This was a must-win, folks, and it wasn't easy at all. But this was Cornelius McCoy's third touchdown catch of the game with 8 seconds left, put EKU back in front. But what a game from Parker McKinney. I mean, that young man basically has every record in the EKU record book as far as quarterbacks go, but 22 of 31, 310 yards, wasn't sacked, didn't throw an interception, had 5 touchdown passes, also ran for a touchdown. He was the team's leading rusher as well with 65 yards. And he kind of almost, I don't want to say single-handedly, but it was a heroic effort from Mr. McKinney to get the Colonels to 4-3 on the season. But McCoy had 7 catches, 3 of them for touchdowns. North Alabama with 571 yards. EKU had 468 as the teams went over 1,000 combined yards. North Alabama rushed for 356 yards. And so a big sigh of relief around Colonel Nation when they were able to come up with that touchdown with 8 seconds left and pick up a win that really a must-win for these guys. Heading forward, you only have just the 4 games left, and they're all not going to be easy. And to get an at-large bid to the playoffs, probably going to have to win all 4 of those, to be completely honest about it. But big test coming up this Saturday. They hit the road and go to a place I'm very familiar with, Cape Girardeau, Missouri, because back when EKU was in the OVC, I traveled many times to Cape Girardeau to watch EKU play SEMO. So it's not an easy place to win. The Red Hawks right now are ranked in the top 25. They are 6-1 and coming off a big win last week over Northwestern State. So this a renewal of an old OVC rivalry will be very big for EKU. If they can move to 5-3, that would be very huge. If they fall to 4-4, then you got to wonder if the playoff chances are on life support. But that'll be 2:00 on Saturday down in Cape Girardeau. So that's all we got for you this week. But like we said, we have district region volleyball Monday, hopefully Tuesday and Thursday, going on to the finals. And then we have the 3 high school football games on Friday night and state cross country on Saturday. So lots of good stuff to tell you about. But we're going to take a little break. We're going to come right back, and we're going to head on out via the magic of videotape to Gibson Bay Golf Course, where we had a great conversation with 3 great young ladies, Lydia Harrell, Abby Buchanan, and Molly Neely. And we had a lot of fun with them. And I even brought them smoothies because I screwed up.
From where?
Well, Abundant Hope Naturals, or just right down the street here, or one of our sponsors. But because Nathan screwed up and got the wrong time and place for the interview, so I had to make amends and bring him smoothies. But no, seriously, the three great young ladies, and obviously a big part of that state championship team, and 2 of them will be back to lead that team going forward. So we'll be right back to talk to Lydia, Abby, and Molly.
Stephanie Miserandino with IHOP and Partner Destination Athlete, presenting our excellent players of the game to our district champions, Avery Rigney and Emma Carter.
Thank you. Thank you.
The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by MetroNet, superfast internet, simply a better connection. Central Kentucky Pressure Washing, Total Comfort, heating and air conditioning. Let Total Comfort keep you cool or warm this winter. Call for service or for a free replacement quote.
Wynn's Auto Detailing Service.
And by kymedia.net, digital media solutions on your terms.
Stephanie Miserandino here with IHOP and partner Destination Athlete presenting the Pancake Block of the Week to Brock Eads for his game against GRC. You got your t-shirt, your 52 weeks of free pancakes, and your $10 gift card. Congratulations.
All right, over here at Gibson Bay Golf Course with the 2022 KHSAA Girls State Champion golfers. We got Molly Neely, Abby Buchanan, Lydia Harrell. Thanks, ladies, for coming on the show. You guys have never been on our show before, so we wanted to make sure we got you guys on. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us.
We've had quite a day trying to set this up, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's been a good day.
Cross wires here. But we're all here. That's all that matters now.
Yeah,
What's,
a few hours later. You were sleeping.
I slept in too much, so
You're
it's
in
all
the wrong
right.
place.
It's all my fault. It's all right.
It's all right.
Well, it's been 2 weeks since you girls won the state championship, and it was kind of interesting because that was the Saturday before fall break, so everybody kind of took off to the 4 wins. So you guys really didn't have a chance to do much celebrating. Everybody, I think, the next morning got in their cars and headed off. So where'd everybody go to?
I stayed home.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Were you and Elizabeth the only two that were here?
I think so, yeah.
Well, I actually was going to be gone to Louisiana, but when we had our police escort back to Richmond, we just decided to stay home. My dad went instead because he would take care of some family matters. So I didn't go anywhere, but I was, but not, And
we did go to Disney World. We got 27,000 steps in one day. It was pretty packed, and I was very tired. And then after that, we went to Apollo Beach and stayed with my grandparents for a few days. So it was fun.
She wins that argument, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, yeah.
You guys stayed home. She went to Disney.
I went to Disney. That's how we celebrate here.
Hey, that's all
We had
right.
good weather, at least. It was pretty good weather.
Yeah,
It was good weather.
Absolutely. So it's after fall break, you guys come back to school. Kind of, what was the reception you guys got from everybody at school and around the community? I mean, I know talking to Kyle and the boys that they've had a tremendous outpouring of people coming up to them and just saying congratulations. So kind of same thing for you guys.
Yeah, it's been very overwhelming with the congratulations too, with both us and the boys winning. So it's been really special. Everybody who's some people I haven't spoken to in forever, who knew my sister from being on the team. It's very special that she won when she was here, and then I won this year, 7 years apart. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, it was lots of congrats. I didn't even know the people who were saying congrats. People at the escort, when we got home, were congratulations. Who are you? But thank you. Yeah. Yeah, you know who I am now. Yeah, it was the same way for me. A lot of my teachers and classmates and friends when I came back, it just was a really special feeling because, it's a big deal. People don't, some people don't realize how much goes into that, winning that state championship. It's not just that moment, it's all the moments leading up to it. So it's very special and everything. And for all those people to, be so supportive, that's the thing I love about Madison County is everybody's so tight-knit and knows each other, and you see through Facebook and, in person and everything, you congratulate us, and I just think it's so special. Especially the people that have watched us since the beginning of our season with how much we've, gone from there. I mean, we had some rocky couple tournaments here and there, but I mean, it ended well, so I mean, that's all we can ask for.
That's all you can, all you can ask for.
Well, I mean, obviously we all thought this was possible this year with basically the entire starting 5 back from last year. But you guys win 10 of the 12 regular season events you're in. You're second place in the other. Is there some point there where kind of the pressure starts to build a little bit, or you guys pretty confident the whole way? I mean,
lots of pressure.
Yeah, I mean, if you're rolling and we had this momentum in there in the beginning, and I can kind of attest to that. I started out, very strong in the season. I went 10 straight tournaments doing really, really well. And then it came to a certain point where, you feel a little bit of that pressure. Maybe you get caught up with some other things, and you're trying to just hold on to that. It takes a toll mentally, too. A lot of people know how mentally taxing golf can be. And just keeping that up and then, okay, we're central, we have to show up and do. And so that can become a little bit of a hard thing to keep up with. And so it was definitely difficult at some points, but I'm really proud of the way we rallied together and that we supported each other and we stuck through it till the end. So
Yeah, one of the best things about our golf team, I think, is that
if you have a bad day, there's always somebody else on the team who's there to pick you up. So, like, you play good here. If somebody else has had a bad day, you can pick them up. But if you play bad here, somebody else has had a really good day, and they'll pick you up.
Right.
And so, really, like, that's how our first couple tournaments, we all played, like, out of our minds, like, really well. And so then it started getting a little rocky to where everybody would have to pick each other up. But then, I mean, there were a couple tournaments here and there, especially region was a little nail biter. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I was a little nervous, but
Yeah.
it was okay after that.
Yeah.
I mean, Abby, you guys didn't win the region or the semi-state,
Right.
but of course those were played on courses you don't really play on quite a bit.
Yes.
And of course, the way the
Very-
system is set up,
Very
you get
courses,
to move on anyway.
Courses that we don't play very often. Very narrow, lots of trees, kind of shorter courses. So like most of us, like compared to everybody in the state, we're kind of long. So playing in shorter courses is really hard for us, I think, because we have to play like with our 3-wood and our 5-wood, and not with our driver. You got to make the right decisions. 'Cause it was super windy in Sub-State, if I remember.
Yeah.
Very
And a
windy.
little cold.
And a
It
little
was
cold.
pretty chilly.
Yeah,
It
it was a little
chilly.
cold.
Yeah, that was a bad day at Windover in Winchester.
Yeah. It was
Yeah,
a.
we don't talk.
It was
But
a
you got
chilly day.
top 3 went on. You finished
Right,
2. That's
yeah.
all that matters.
Right.
But of course, you get to state, and I still think I love when I talked to you guys afterwards. Your quote was kind of the favorite to me because you said you weren't watching the scores, but you could just tell
Yes.
when Marshall County pulled even there about midway through the second round, and you could just tell by people's reaction, the parents and the fans. You kind of walked up and you were kind of like, oh,
Yes.
Yeah,
something's going on now.
People were grinning.
Yes, they
Other
were.
people were like looking at and
Right.
and I was like, okay, don't tell me a thing, but I just kind of
We knew.
It was like, I'm pretty sure in whole set 7, I was talking to Clara, and she was like, it's getting close. I was like,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
And then at like 18, I was walking down the fairway with Holly, and I think I was like, I don't know if I was in the trees or not, but I was just like, do you know if like what's going on? And she was like, I think we're okay. And I was like, cool.
Yeah. The thing, I
Nice.
was the girl's mom in my group who was her coach. We were coming up 18, and she was like, I was kind of getting a little bit emotional. It was my last hole, and she was like, but your team looks like they're gonna go through and win this thing. And I was like, I kind of knew it in the back of my mind, but I was
Yeah.
like, all right. And I already was not playing my best, so it was comforting to know that.
Yeah.
I knew they were going to win when you gave me the thumbs up on 18.
Yes. Well, I had no idea at that point. I was just like, it's the last hole. Let's just like play good, like let's just. And I proceed to hit it straight into the sand and then slice out there. But it's fine. We made it par. But what was funny is on the last hole, Tini is always like business on the course. Like she likes to focus on the shot. And on the last hole, she was helping with my putting. She's been doing that like all day. And she goes and she's just like smiling, like grinning, like out of her mind. I was like, Tini, I've never seen you smile before. Like why are you smiling? She's like, very rare. No reason. She's like, do you want me to be mean? I was like, no. And I was like,
be usual.
it was hilarious.
I think
though.
Elizabeth said something too about Tinny said she didn't want us to get emotional till Elizabeth put the flat stick in the hole, and that's exactly what we did.
Right.
But I mean, it was all just bittersweet, definitely losing 4 seniors this year, and so I mean, we're here.
We're here now.
Yeah. Y'all are the future.
Here we go.
No pressure now. It's all on you.
Yeah, it was really cool. After the last hole, I had no idea still what was going on. And I see Fritz, our principal. I said, is everything okay? He said, you're good. I was like, all right, here we go. And I was like at the booth, I was like, all right, so what's happening? Like, catch me up.
Yeah, I've gotten pretty good at reading people's body language.
Right.
Just across the course, my parents and my dad especially gets very, like, I'll see him and I just know for one look or, you know, whatever, kind of the context.
Yeah.
We won't talk about Fritz's little favorite little saying. We won't talk about that. So that's not safe for work. So we won't talk about that. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's just a goofy. It's a goofy little saying he does.
We all
but
got cards in our golf cart that say like random stuff, like just to keep us upbeat and funny. So like I've got a picture of my dad in a kilt when we went to Scotland, and it was hilarious. A picture of Fritz in my cart. Oh my god.
Yeah,
So
I have
funny.
a picture of Holly, and it says like, "What would Holly do?"
Yeah,
I mean,
I
that was my entire mindset the whole tournament. What would Holly do? And so I mean,
Yeah, I'm going to Scott. What would Scott do? Yeah. So.
But when you're out there it's obviously a team sport, but it's an individual sport. You're out there by yourself. The coach can come by and talk to you a little bit, but I guess it's a pretty good way to kind of keep you refocused,
You're
keep
the
you
one
loose.
hitting the golf ball at the end of the day, not
Right.
anybody else. You know, you have complete control, and even though you're a team, you still gotta, do your part. So.
yeah. Plus, like mentally, you got full
Gotta stay
control of
calm.
that, and so like a bogey is not going to kill you, but doubles can kind of get you rattled sometimes. So I mean, just making pars and birdies and bogeys if you have them, like you just got to really stay mental.
Well, it seems like no matter what happens, this one's always got a smile on her face.
Me? Yeah, Abby is.
I'm just like, why not? You know, if I hit a bad shot, everybody hits bad shots. So I'm just going to stay happy about it because there's really no reason not to be happy.
No reason to worry about what shot you're going to hit until you if it's bad, get up and see what you're going to have to do next.
Yeah. Claire told me that, like, no shot's the same in the practice round. She said you don't need to practice every shot, and that really stuck with me. Because I don't need to practice every shot. I could have, like, a totally different shot tomorrow. Like, if I was in the trees in the practice round, middle of the fairway in state. So, like, I had that on one hole, and I was like, oh, I didn't even need to practice that shot, and I wasn't even worried about it. So.
And Lydia, you're a senior. We're kind of I know it's only October. We don't want to put anything too heavy on you as far as your future plans, but kind of what are you thinking about for next year and beyond?
I'm still kind of working through what I want to do, with college and everything. I'm looking to play golf in college. I'm just trying to find the right fit. A lot of people will have their choice, maybe their junior year or beginning of their senior year, but I'm just still figuring out and just kind of trying to make sure that I choose the right path because it's very important to me. So, but golf is a very important aspect of my life, and so I want to continue it, no matter what that looks like. And so it's just kind of a process I'm just going to have to figure out, and it's been really special the past 6 years of playing high school golf. So, I'd like to continue with that for sure.
Yeah, and playing with both of your sisters, your older sister and your younger sister.
Yeah,
so you came over from model with them, and so
my older sister. I played on the team with her when I was younger, and then my younger sister's coming up, and they're going to be a wrecking crew coming up. So it's been quite a ride. For sure.
And Abby, you've been playing out here since the junior days, right, with Jason and all those, and
yeah, I've been playing since junior clinic, like I was 8 years old. Which I don't have any siblings that play golf. Well, my brother, his first lesson was today.
He's right there.
He's right there. So his first lesson was today. He did great. But I didn't really have like that inspirational. Like, I mean, my dad played golf, but like he's not good. But he's gonna be watching. I know. He's a good golfer, but I never had like somebody to like look up to, and focus on their swing. So I really focused on like, oh, I want to be like that pro or whatever. I never focused on like, oh, I want to be like my sister because like she didn't play golf. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's great that a lot of kids have come through Jason's program here.
They have.
Oh, it's incredible what
awesome.
they've done over the years. I mean, they've built us up.
They have.
All the good junior golfers that you see around here is because of
Jason
the people here, and Tenny up at Manowar and some other people at Manowar.
Tristan in there being the coach of our middle schoolers. It's just, we've got a really good group of girls coming up too to keep going Central Golf. So.
And me and Lydia are teaching. Well, we used to teach like the junior clinic with Scott, and so we got to know a lot of those girls, and they're hilarious. And I think they'll be good golfers one day. They'll come up.
I see myself in them. I was there, a while back, and I just. They could be the future us. I mean, they could be some of the best golfers in the state. You just never know what's going to happen because that's what we were, and then we've, came from that. So I just think that's really cool.
To show you how good that group was. I mean, you had, your B team finished second in a lot of events, and I mean, you were getting pushed at one point. You got knocked out of the top 5.
I did, yeah. It was very nerve-wracking. It was very, I didn't have my best season this year. I definitely stayed consistent. Like every tournament I was shooting 82. So I didn't have, like I had one round in the 70s maybe. But my highest score was at semi-state. It was 85. So like I didn't vary a ton. So that was good. Like I feel like I was pretty consistent. So I could, even at state, like I didn't go too much higher than I usually do. So it was definitely nerve-wracking, but I just thought I need to trust that I've got my swing down and that whatever happens, happens, and I just got to trust that. So.
You're saying if we brought your dad out here right now, you could beat your dad?
100%.
Exactly what she said.
If you beat your dad out here?
Yeah, a couple times. I mean, I can't be Maddie yet, but I'm good with my dad.
Yeah.
Well, see, but Maddie's been saying for years you're going to be a lot better than her. She put that pressure on you a long time ago.
It's cutting close. I mean, we're close to near and dear, but she's working real hard at Eastern, and I'm really proud of her with all the success that she's had. So.
Yeah. And of course, like you said, the 2015 state championship.
Yeah.
You were there watching, I assume, right?
Yeah. Every single tournament. You might not have seen me out there. I was probably in the clubhouse doing something. I don't know. But I mean,
Making TikTok. I mean, unlike
Not in 2015. I didn't have TikTok.
Oh no.
Musically.
Unlike Abby, like I'm basically the opposite of Abby. Maddie was just such a huge inspiration to play golf. I never really started until about 7th grade year when I started out here, and I mean, she's practiced with me all the time out here at Arlington. Just met some of her teammates too, and just like taking me out to practice, and she's helped definitely with my mental stability and swing. She always somehow knows how to fix it. And so I mean, she's just always there, very supportive, and such a huge inspiration in my golf career.
It doesn't seem like, you know, some kind of younger siblings get overshadowed, but it doesn't seem like you kind of handled it all with, you know, I mean, she did great things here, and you know, a lot of expectations were put on you, but you just kind of feel like, all right, you know, it's
I mean,
good, you know?
yeah, it wasn't. We're very different people, but at the same time, we have the same determination to do good things for the right reasons, and so I think that's really what we both have in common. So I didn't really have such pressure on me. I had a lot of pressure my first year, but it really wasn't pressure. I was just putting pressure on myself because I thought I had to be as good as she was her senior year, and that's like not gonna happen. But I mean, I've had like great amount of supporters. I met new people on other teams, and Elizabeth and Clara played with Maddie when she was here, and so it's just like a new Neely on the team, so they're just here to support that too.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. I talked to Maddie at Kearney Hill. I think it was the day you guys set the school record, but I mean, you guys they won the 2015 state championship. I think the low round was 330.
Yeah.
And just look at where
it's come a long ways.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at like Central scores from like, you know, years back, and they weren't nearly as low. I mean, they were still good. I'm just saying, like, it's just everything's come a long ways. You know, we had our 284, which was like insane, and I think before our record was like 295 from last year.
Same course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just it's just insane how much better, you know, everybody's gotten. You know, how you went from good to better to, you know, I just think that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
It's definitely has something to do with community too, and like everybody just evolving together, and like I mean, scores have definitely gotten lower, but at the same time the community is the same and just very positive and uplifting, very supporting.
Yeah, for sure.
We're going to say goodbye to you and Elizabeth and Clara Beth, but you guys are back, and then the Federspiel twins, obviously, and who else is going to be in that top 5 next year?
We've got Aubrey Barrow, her sister, Amelia. It's going to be pretty close, but I mean,
still fighting for a spot.
There's still going to be a lot of competition. Yeah,
right, yeah, definitely.
Right.
But I mean,
good
we're all so close that it's just we're playing golf together. It's nothing very like it is competitive, but at the same time, we're trying to just
play for
do it as a team and work together.
Play for each other, play for yourselves.
Definitely.
She just won a big junior tournament on the KY Junior PGA Tour, and she was Player of the Year in her age group, and like I said, she actually finished. Actually tied for 5th with you.
Yes,
So.
she did. Yeah, it was coach's decision after that. So.
Well, that's the great thing though. Tenny all year long, it was your position was based on one thing and one thing only, and that was your scoring average. And so it was totally democratic in that situation. So.
On the last tournament, I think I was 6 strokes down, and I was very nervous, and I pulled out a 76, and I was very excited. So I think we got back to even after that, and that was last tournament before regionals, I think.
It definitely has something to do with experience, because I mean, you don't see a course. Sometimes it's easier to go play a course that you've never seen before, but like Bowling Green's a different story. That place is.
You gotta be prepared.
Yes, but I mean, it's honestly not the hardest course I've ever played, but it's not the easiest, and it can sometimes get you rattled, and so
It's just under those nervous circumstances.
Yeah. So she'll definitely be out there next year. So we'll see how we knock it down next year.
Yeah. If you can stay in the fairway and Bowling Green, you're good. But if you can't, then it's like, good luck.
Yeah, it's a different animal out there. Of course, like you said, all 5 of you were there last year, so on a second place team. So definitely not overwhelmed by the moment at all.
I've played state 3 years in a row as an individual, and then last year as a team, and this year as a team. So I've gotten a lot of experience at Bowling Green, but I haven't quite been able to conquer it. I mean, I've had good rounds there in other junior PGA tournaments, but definitely not had my best rounds at Bowling Green for the past couple of years, but it's okay.
Yeah, I think being there in 2015 when they won, it was like nobody knew at all. I don't even know the stroke difference, but it was just such an exciting experience because it was the first state championship for Central Girls Golf, and so just being able to like follow that, it was definitely like known that we had some type of lead, but like with the body language and stuff, but yeah, it was it was really cool. Just
It was very cool.
yeah.
Much nicer to be in the lead after the first day instead of down by
Yes,
30 strokes like you were
definitely.
last
Right.
year.
Well,
Yeah.
the
40
funny
strokes
thing was,
total.
the funny thing, we were down 20 strokes after the first day, and Jason Eberly goes, each one of y'all just got to take 4 strokes from the next 5 girls. I was like,
20 strokes behind.
right, and I was like, 20,
Oh.
20 strokes. I was
Just
like,
It's like, we're going to have to be under par.
yeah.
That's just that easy. What do you think, Randy? Can we get your 3 dads out here and you guys, and we do 3 against 3?
I think that my dad doesn't play, but he will play. Like, he's played in scrambles before, but he's not like he doesn't golf as much as I do.
My dad works very hard. He's been working a lot harder recently.
Me and my
so.
dad play the same golf. Like, it's crazy. We're the same person out on
Yeah.
the golf course.
Oh, yeah.
And not on the golf course. I mean,
Yeah, me and my dad are very alike. Yeah.
Yeah,
On the golf course,
pretty
we like
similar,
to slice it a lot with our drivers. So we're all like, ooh, in the trees, but we're in the same spot, so we get to. We don't have to waste as much time looking for balls because we're all in the same spot at the same time.
Well, I think I'd take the girls over the dads. I think we did that. My bet's on you guys. So. Well, thank you all so much for coming out here. I know we had. Sorry for the miscommunications and everything. But I did get you some smoothies though from Abundant Hope Naturals there. So.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, go to
Maybe
go
even
there.
12 out of 10.
Yeah. Hey, Randy's going to add official sponsor. He's always shilling the sponsors on this show. But that's all right. But thanks so much for. I know I'm always out there taking pictures of you.
Yeah.
And,
thank you for being in the rain and everything.
Hard work. Your camera was
Yeah, I
on.
know.
I was like, I wonder what his camera's doing.
Yeah.
That was at our Kearney tournament.
Yeah.
Gotten a couple free putts in there.
Yeah.
I was standing right there with
pouring.
Maddie
Yeah.
with Maddie on like a 10 right there.
Yes.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I saw you on 14 and just drenched, like pouring. And you're just like taking a picture.
I was like, I could not do that.
Yeah.
Because Maddie was like, "You want to jump in here?" And I'm like, "No, just put the camera in there.
Yeah.
I'll be fine. I'm already wet anyway."
He's fine.
Yeah.
I had a whole other set of clothes in the car. So. But everybody around here is so proud of you guys, and it's just been awesome to watch. And appreciate you letting me tag along and watch you guys and just kind of be there. So like I said, it's all about you guys, but it's cool to be able to get to tag along and hang out too. So congratulations, and that'll wrap it up for this week's edition of the Richmond Register Sports Show. Of course, they'll be back next week, 9 o'clock on Sunday with another new show. Richmond R Sports on Twitter is the place to be to keep up with all the sports here in Madison County. And, of course, we have our nightly show, too, Madison County Sports Night Live. And so we'll see you next time.
Bye. Thank you.
People will charge you for listening. So.
Of course I'm putting it up there.
No, tell me my shoes aren't wrong. There you go. Or tell me my shoes aren't dirty. Tell me I'm wrong. So he's always got it right at the ready to go on everybody.
It's ready, man.
Yeah. All right, we'll be back Monday night also with our we do the nightly Madison County Sports Night Live. So check us out there. So we're all over the place. You can't miss us if you want to find us. We're out there everywhere. So, but Monday, Tuesday night, 44th District volleyball down at Berea Community. We'll be there and keep you updated on that with all social media. But other than that, we'll see you next Sunday night. Have a good one, everybody.
The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by MetroNet, superfast internet, simply a better connection. Central Kentucky Pressure Washing, Total Comfort, heating and air conditioning. Let Total Comfort keep you cool or warm this winter. Call for service or for a free replacement quote. Wynn's Auto Detailing Service. And by kymedia.net, digital media solutions on your terms. Thanks for watching the Richmond Register Sports Show. For more information about all things sports in Madison County, log on to richmondregister.com or on Twitter. And like us, Register Sports on Facebook. Get the Richmond Register directly to your mailbox or get the app online and visit richmondregister.com.